In this vlog, I'm going to go over some of the basic hiking needs that you need when you go out. When I say basic, they're so basic, I got these from my kid's Cub Scout manual. It's a great introductory to hiking manual that anybody that's never been out to the forest or the mountains could find very useful. A few of the things that I want to go over with, first off, is the leave no trace principles, not only for kids but for adults as well. You can find more information on this at the lnt.org. They go over these 7 items. Just know the area before you go to it. Choose your right path. Whatever you pack in, you pack out. You don't leave your trash behind. Leave what you find. Be careful with the fire. Make sure you douse your fires, not just cover some dirt on top of it. If you have water, douse it with water. Respect the wildlife and be kind to other visitors, so we keep our parks and our national forests nice for the next people that come through. Also, the book covers some basic knots. Just the overhand knot, pretty simple, that a lot of people know. And then the other one is the square knot. Forrest talks about this in his Thrill of the Chase book. It's a great way to tie 2 ends of a string or a rope together, and they don't slip. This is a great knot to learn. I know my sons really enjoyed learning about tying knots in the Boy Scouts, and I always got a kick out of the square knot. Another thing too is when you're out in the forest or in the wild, is things to watch out for. Besides animals, there's plants that can affect you. The poisonous oak, poison ivy, poison sumac. Whenever I take my kids out hiking here in Omaha, Nebraska, I always try to have them identify plants, so they're aware of the plants that they're around, so they don't get the oils from these plants on their skin and causing a breakout or a rash. It's very nasty stuff. I remember when I was younger, I got into some poison oak, and that took probably about a week for that to heal up, and it was painful, itchy, I was miserable. So what you can do is you can go online and you can identify these plants. You can identify them by the leaves, the berries, where they grow, where you're going to go hike. Look up online to see what kind of plant life is out there, and study and try to help yourself identify them, so you don't get stuck in a situation where you're going to be miserable for the week after you get done with your hike. Another thing too is look up the local wildlife. Try to identify the wildlife by their tracks that you find on the ground, or even their scat. I know there's been times I was in the Shoshone National Forest and I didn't see any tracks, but I saw animal scat. And I looked up the wildlife that was in that area before we went, and I was able to identify what the scat was. I did see some bear scat while I was out there, but it was older, so I wasn't too horribly concerned about bear being in our location. Now if it's more fresh scat, I'd probably change my mind and go search somewhere else, or maybe wait a day and then come back. It's always wise to know what's around you, let alone who's around you, what's around you. The last thing in the book is just basic items that you can bring with you out there. Obviously a backpack or a bag to carry with you. You always want to have a first aid kit, a flashlight. Some flashlights have a built-in housing that you can have matches in that keeps them waterproof. If you don't have that, I would get like a flint strike, just so you have a way to make fire if you get stuck out there. A filled water bottle. I can't stress that enough. A filled water bottle. I know from Omaha we're at about 1,000 foot of elevation. When I go out to the mountains, I can definitely tell when I start getting altitude sickness. Start getting a little nauseous, a little headache. But what I do is I just start drinking a lot of water. Not soda, not teas or grapefruit juice or whatnot. Water. Tons of water. Keep yourself hydrated. and it's a miracle cure for altitude sickness. Next one, make sure you have some sort of trail food. Keep it in a Ziploc bag, a waterproof container, keep it dry. Next thing is some sort of protection, sun protection, hats, long sleeves, bug spray is another thing that you can carry. There's a lot of mosquitoes out where we go hiking. And the last one is a whistle. You might think that's a little silly, but it's a great thing to have. If you twist your ankle, break a leg, you get trapped in the between a rock or something, you can't get out. You blow that whistle, it's going to travel with minimal amount of effort from yourself, a lot further than screaming that could wear you out. Hikers that are coming by, fishermen, forest rangers could hear that and come and find out what's going on, because it's an oddball thing to hear out in the forest. So I think those are good things to have. I always think of try to keep things light weight when I was going. I have this bottle right here that I fill up with water when I go. It has this little handle on it, and what I do is I don't know if I have those anywhere. These little hiking clips. They're not for climbing, but I'll strap that in and I'll have that on my bag. Or what you can do is you can get yourself a Camelback bag that has a built-in water hydration unit in it. That's another option to go. A little bit more pricey, but it's definitely beneficial. So keep those things in mind when you go out hiking. In future video posts, I will go in more detail of other items that I carry with me to help protect myself and my child when I'm with them, or things that I bring when I'm with somebody else hiking. Anyways, I hope that you found this informative. If you have any questions or comments, post them below. Hit like and wait for future videos that come out. Thank you very much.